Hi, Tony. How am I doing?
Much better, much better. We don't get
Okay.
no more static cling or whatever they call that. But anyway, Ramon, we're ready to look here at the game tonight between. Well, this was the game that took forever to get a line, and we have a line now here. Rangers and the Angels here. Angels here minus 137, total 9.5.
Yeah, it's a rehash for me actually, but Mindy and I really weren't making. I hope no one holds us to it too much this morning, Tony, as far as making a pick. So I just want to come back and maybe clarify. I'm just going to stick with my pick from this morning, and if I didn't think that was the right pick, I would have come on here and said so. But we weren't sure at the time because Eovaldi may have been needed in this spot. This is the Jake DeGrom spot, so you can't blame Texas for trying to figure out what they're going to do this weekend against the Angels. What they've done is they've settled on Dane Dunning here, who definitely has made plenty of starts in the major leagues, and he also has been a reliever so far this year. He may not even be starting this game. They may still consider an opener here, but Dunning expected to get the majority of the innings. It will be his first start of the season, but we know we've seen Dunning in the starting role before. He is 2-0 with a 1.77 ERA in 8 appearances so far this season, but he's going to be facing a pretty tough Angel lineup tonight that has had some success against him. Uh, the Angels have had a 20 or 12 uh, Mike Trout's hit a couple of home runs off of him in just 12 plate appearances. Ward is homered off of Dunning, so I think the Angels can get to him tonight. I still have the Angels inside my top 10 as far as offensive production right now. Uh, Trout took the last game off, so he is back in this one, and I think the Angel offense pretty well suited whatever Texas has to do. If they're scrambling a little bit, that's going to be good for the Angels. They've gone over in 3 of their last 4 games and over in 3 of the last 4 starts for Tyler Anderson. Anderson comes in with a 7.84 ERA in his last 4 starts. They've gone over in 3 of those 4 starts. Now he's going up against a pretty good, decent lineup here from Texas, which I certainly have very close to my top 5 offensive teams. I just have them right now outside of the top 5. Tony, probably number 6 overall, but I do see some bats tonight I like in this one. Marcus Semien. How about Jung? He just had 2 home runs in his last game. Heim has homered off of Anderson, and the Rangers have gone over 19 of their games so far this season, nearly 2-1 pace as far as going over for the Rangers. So I'm going to stick with that total to go over tonight, Tony, in Texas, and the Angels at 9. 9. I see 9. What I sent in, it doesn't surprise me that this one looks like it has indeed moved higher. So I'll take what you got there from the sharpest book, put myself up against. I do see it's juiced to the under there, so maybe you can find the right price. But I'm showing most of the books at that 9.5 under. So I posted a little earlier, and no doubt maybe we've seen that move to the over because of what I'm seeing in this game, and that is I expect offense tonight from the Rangers and the Angels in Anaheim.
All right, Ramon says go over here. Now it is now over 9.5 here with the Rangers and the Angels. There is a 9 in one sharp offshore book, and it's juiced at minus 120. So do your shopping, get the best numbers if you can. Of course, yeah, Ramon. When you think of Dane Dunning, it's very simple. He's a play on at home and a go against on the road. It's no surprise that he's a relief pitcher now. And my only concern here is Dunning is will he just go through the lineup once, the Angel lineup once with his horrible form on the road?
Yeah, that's what they're. The question is, as far as reading the beat writers from the Rangers on Twitter right now, is that maybe Dunning would be better suited here with an opener to get through and start him near the at least the 4 spot or deeper in that second inning if necessary, or whatever, that maybe he'll just handle the bulk of the innings. Certainly, that's what the design of an opener is to kind of fade that top of the lineup and then have them come around and face them on the back end. And that's why you serve an opener. We know that if done correctly, we've seen one team in particular that knows how to do it pretty well.
Yeah.
Kind of the ingenuity, of course, of uh, an old manager that used to coach the Angels, Joe Madden, and it certainly worked for the Tampa Bay Rays. Here, it's just out of necessity. Like I said, this is the Jake DeGrom spot. How it's going to affect Texas's rotation this week? I mean, Eovaldi is scheduled to go in the next game. He will not be involved in this game as was expected, and he's scheduled to go on Saturday. Texas will miss Ohtani, by the way, in this key series. I mean, no doubt, might not be the biggest series out in Southern California this week, but Texas, the way they're playing, and that 18-12 record so far, and the Angels certainly a pleasant surprise, 18-14. Cross your fingers, Angels fans, that keep this steady going up. This is what they need and they've wanted. They've got the two superstars. You always wonder, can they get it done with Mike Trout, and maybe they'll get it done, get something done this year with this team. But no doubt Texas will have to adjust from this point forward because of DeGrom at this point, and see how they can manage with what's going to be happening here with them currently. But don't know the lineup tonight, but I do like this top of the order for Texas against Anderson, Semien, maybe Jankowski, Nathaniel Lowe, Adonis Garcia, followed by Jung and Heim tonight. Angels also pretty well slotted against Dunning, certainly with Neto, Trout, Renfro, Rendon, and Drury, then Ward, Ohtani in there, of course, as well. So we'll see what happens in this one, but I'm just going to still stick with my pick that I gave this morning. Mindy and I maybe if she's still with us, we can ask her if she went with them. Tony, you had them on your show, but maybe it's the spot for Texas today. But I'm going to come back on here and just kind of reiterate and also kind of clean it up for us here on the Tony's Picks channel, because the information was a little bit lacking heading into the game. So just kind of mopping up the pieces a little bit here on our site, as we try to give you the best information on our channel. That's what we do here on Tony's Picks.
That's right. Of course, we didn't mention with Anderson. Yeah, he was kind of the one you were going against, right? Because that's been some poor form, 6 ERA. Again, another one that leaves the Dodgers, and we look what happens, right? 15% strikeouts. He's given up a lot of contact. He's given up 2 home runs per 9 innings. That's the massive concern here with this Anderson starter here for the Angels here. And also, we always talk about Madden in the opener. I will say this. He didn't have the stones to do it, but Lou Piniella was the one who really mentioned about opening. Remember, he had those horrible bullpens, all these blown saves, and Lou Piniella says, "I'm just going to start a reliever and have the starters finish the game." And he never did it, right?
Yeah, and this Anderson coming in here against Dunning, like I said, but you do have some guys that have touched him up a little bit. Mentioned Heim with the homer. Garcia's got a couple of doubles, and Nathaniel Lowe has a double off of him. But you see the numbers, or the numbers there. You talked about it, Tony. The ERA near 8 over his last 4 starts right now. So the Angels can come pretty heavy with their right-handed bats in this one. And we'll see. And I don't know. I think the nature of what we've seen in some of these Angel games are some strong pitching early. I'm not calling these bullpens weak necessarily at this point. I mean, I know we've been on this situation with the Angels all season and that bullpen, and no doubt they've had their moments, if you will. I don't know what else to call it, but they've blown it a lot of times. But they right now 5th in the league in ERA. I just can't ignore the fact that even though they've blown these blown a lot of high-profile leads, they're still got that bullpen ERA under 3. So that is a good mark for the Angels. I'm going to need that blow up, obviously, but I just want to keep pointing that out because we've been critical of them so far. I think they are kind of might be second in the league with those 12 saves as well. Texas, not so much. They got 3.71 bullpen ERA, and they may have to use it extensively because even though Dunning does have that starting experience, he has not been stretched out, obviously, as much this year with 8 appearances already in the first month plus of the season.
All right, Ramon here on this Rangers Angels over a 9.5 runs. So Ramon, before we get to the promo here, did you have anything from the Kentucky Derby?
Now, Tony, you know what? I was going to come in with it, and I was going to go with that uh, horse from Japan, the 50-1 shot. I want to. I want to take a dart and throw it at
All right,
take
so
a
you're
dart.
going to save it for the morning steam tomorrow.
Why don't we do that?
All right.
Why don't
All
we
right.
do that,
There was some.
Tony?
There's been some
Yeah.
scratches. All right, so we'll save it. Okay, so it'll save it
Oh, I
morning
know.
steam. Ramon will have that.
Unprecedented, really.
Yeah. So Ramon will have.
Unprecedented number of scratches.
Yeah, yeah, that's a lot of scratches there. And of course, Ramon will have his Kentucky Derby pick on the morning steam tomorrow morning. Now, of course, tune in 9 a.m. Eastern time, and we'll have the video up there. I'll have plenty of time because that race doesn't start until about 5:30 Eastern time, if I remember correctly. All right, Ramon, here on the over. This one will have a start time 9:38 Eastern time. All right, Ramon, let's take a look over at Tony'sPicks.com for today's action. Put up those great numbers again for Ramon. 6,788 units of prop for 2023, all sports combined. Top industry, I must just say top industry handicapper in any of these multi-capper sports that are legit with legit records that grade it with a 100-unit wager. It's a fantastic number right here, Ramon. All right, today 14 games still on the card from Major League Baseball. We also have two NBA, one on the ice, head into a UFC weekend as well. What do you have going over at Tony's Picks?
Well, how about it, Tony? Tonight in Major League Baseball, I got a 3-pack up there for you with my top 3 plays in MLB tonight. That may be it. I've given out a lot of plays so far. Mindy and I agreed on 6 plays on the morning steam. That leaves me right now with a 3-pack in Major League Baseball for $30 over at Tony'sPicks.com. Pick that one up. And also in the playoff sports tonight, I got a 3-pack tonight with the 3 games in the playoffs, the 2 in the NBA, the 1 in the NHL. It's a fact. Get it over at Tony'sPicks.com. Should be a good night of action in the NBA, Tony, with those 2 big games. And of course, moving now New Jersey and Carolina to game 2 in the NHL playoffs. So pick up the packages there for tonight, or hang on with me this weekend. Let's get that number going. Try to get it over 7 times. I've been talking about that a couple of days. That doesn't make me feel great. So let's do it tonight and get that winner home. Get over 7 times on the. Keep ahead of whoever's behind me there. I don't know. Maybe I'll go track them down and see. Get a shout out to some of those other sites or something. Who's catching me? Let's do it tonight. Grab a 3-day, a 7-day. Let's get through the weekend together and see what all the hype is about here with Ramon Scott. Got the 3-day pass, 7-day pass, 30-day pass, or my year-long pass. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 20% off all premium pick packages. Also see a couple bonus packages there. Or I say bonus packages, but you can get just my baseball, which is starting to heat up, certainly. That's been kind of carrying us a little bit. Also, those other postseason, going to reduce those prices a little bit with the season running down, but still got some exciting series here. And grab a 3-day. Let's get through the weekend together. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Got picks for you. Yes, Major League Baseball. Yes, NBA basketball. Yes, NHL hockey, but also UFC 288 from New Jersey with a pretty exciting card this weekend. A main event, a co-main, a 5-round co-main event this weekend as they return to New Jersey for UFC. So should be a good card this weekend. I'll be in action certainly on there with at least a 3-pack. Last week went with a 5-pack and still turned a profit. So if you get on with that 3-day card, you'll get all those plays in the UFC this weekend. So those are the features. And yeah, I want to come with it. I will say, Tony, my philosophy on the Derby will not change. I might not have total faith in anything that I throw out in the Derby, but that's the nature of the Derby. To me, I'm looking for price horses. I'm looking to beat any of these favorites. Even the favorites, you get great prices in the Kentucky Derby. But with a field like this, uh, you're always going to be able to ring the bell somehow. Never totally chalky up top. I think that's proven. Long term and short term. Uh, even a medium favorite is going to pay pretty well. So almost can kind of like filling out a Keno card, Tony. You can almost fill it out. A terrible philosophy, but in this race, it does not hurt to just have hunch plays, random tickets. Different types of trifecta, superfecta type of things, because that's what happens in this race. I promise you, anybody hitting the chalk is going to be ripping up tickets. That really, year in and year out, it rarely comes in the favorite. And with the chaos of this, remember this is kind of the group now, if you will. These are the 3-year olds that. If anything, as far as I don't know if the breeding was necessarily fouled up by the pandemic or anything, but we are, at May 5th, 2023. That could speak volumes a little bit. But again, that's the philosophy of the race, in my opinion. Might be better suited to get involved with the Oaks this afternoon, like in the Pletcher horse here, a gambling girl, probably going off at about 10-1. And that race goes off in a little more than 2 hours. The Kentucky Oaks, which in Kentucky they say Friday's the day you go to the Derby, Saturday's for amateurs. So the sun shines bright in my old Kentucky home. I can't sing the rest of the song to you because it's too controversial, but
That's right, guys.
appreciate you, Tony.
Get on board with Ramon Scott over at Tony's Picks to see the great results here for Ramon here as we put the numbers up again. 6,788 units of profit, all documented over at Tony's Picks. So go ahead and get signed up for one of Ramon's premium plays. As you can see, he's got his Friday night 3-pack from baseball and his playoff 3-pack as well. 2 NBA and hockey up there. And again, as he mentioned, go ahead and get the long-term passes, 3, 7, or 30 sports pass. Get all Ramon's premium plays for that period of time to select. When you go to his handicapper page, make that purchase. The way Ramon's running, you may consider that 1-month all sports pass. That will take you into the finals, right, of the NBA and NHL Stanley Cup playoffs, MLB for 30 days, as well as, Ramon also delves in his UFC. There may be some tennis in there, could be some soccer. You guys go ahead and get signed up. Use that promo code TONYT at checkout. You'll save $66 off his 1-month pass, or any of the passes up there. We just did the math on the 1 month. You can access Ramon's page by clicking the link you see there in the description. Click the All Cappers tab. Of course, you'll land right on Ramon's page and get signed up. All right, Ramon. Also, we put together a Twitter account for you over at Tony's Picks Ramon. Embedded videos up there as well. And, of course, they can find some of your content over on the Discord. And, of course, lots of coverage there on the morning steam.
Yeah, we put some content in the Discord yesterday, Tony. Just ironic, believe me. But, Tony, I don't play too many college baseball games right now until the postseason with the site, because we only cover the postseason. But I put in a handful of plays during the regular season so far on some games. And I put in a pretty big favorite about a week ago. And by golly, wouldn't you know it, Tony, I gave out LSU, unbeknownst to me. I didn't get any phone calls or warnings or heads up, but I gave out the play that ended up being the controversial game in the Alabama LSU game. I gave out LSU. I didn't know Alabama was not going to start their regular starting pitcher. Nobody called me, but just a little funny aside that the play I gave out in the Discord turned out to be the controversial game that has actually landed the former Alabama head coach in hot water, got him fired. He shared some information. No, the investigators are all over this. This is why regulation is so great. This is why everyone can be confident that many times, yeah, there could be slip ups, but look at this situation where just a little bit of activity on a game where you're not seeing a lot of sports can be a red flag real easy. And look where his hand landed the Alabama coach without a job now, because he shared a little bit of information that was easily tracked by regulators now, because everything's tracked electronically with the books. And when you make some bets like that, they just stand out like a sore thumb. So these guys didn't know what they were doing, obviously. So, anyways, Tony, yeah, join me at Tony's Picks Ramon. I'll find another pick here on this card somehow and get picked to you on Twitter tonight to promote my cards tonight. Join us in the Discord. You get lots of interesting content over there. I don't not only put plays, opinions, but also some coverage of some stories like that. And we're seeing some other news come out, and I share it over there on the Discord. So join us there with our Tony's Picks, our morning steam group. You see plenty of they're discussing the games today, going over picks, sharing tickets and stuff like that. So just another way to stay involved with us here at Tony'sPicks.com. 2 embedded videos today as well on the website. Tony, check out my videos today here with my sponsored video in the Oakland, Kansas City game. I also have our leaderboard video where I talk about the best handicappers of the day, of the week, of the month, including my man right here above me, Tony T, with a pair of 4-0 performances, if I'm not mistaken, this week. Did that yesterday as well as one of our hot cappers. So you can check out my leaderboard video as well, where I have a play in the game between the Twins and the Guardians. So you want 2 more free plays? We've got embedded videos on the website where I've given out some other information as well as a couple of plays. So that's always another way to get more plays from Ramon Scott if you like that number and want to get involved. My best plays are the premium picks, but we try to win every play that we give out. They're all research. It's all I do. Sitting here and handicap, watch games, my favorite thing in the world to do. And landed with Tony, and boy, what a great situation it's been. Allows me to do the things that I like to do, and get paid a little bit to do it as well. And when you're winning, it's like a double bonus, Tony. When you're winning with your players, you're winning, with your plays. And things like that. So get involved with me. When you join me, you're with me, and we're betting together. That's what I feel like, and I know I put the pressure on myself to perform, and we're going to do it again. By the time I see you on Monday, Tony, we're going to have that 7 dimes up there
Seven
on that spot.
dimes. That's right. We're looking for 7 dimes. Of course, they catch Ramon over at the Twitter account we set up for him, Tony's Picks Ramon. Make sure you get over there and opt in and subscribe to that YouTube feed from Ramon, because a lot of content there from Ramon. And of course, check out that morning steam on the recap. And tomorrow, tune in and get that Kentucky Derby pick from Ramon. All right, Ramon, as always, great having you show. Continue that success. We'll catch up with you again on Monday.
Thank you, Tony. Thanks, everyone.
Got Ramon Scott here on Game Day